Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing a wafer paper tutorial. So here we go. We start by cutting out our wafer paper. Carefully cutting out the image precisely around the edges for a clean finish. Make sure your hands are dry. Your working area is also dry. That helps maintain your image. After you've cut out your image like this, you roll out your fondant. The color of the fondant doesn't really matter because it's going to be behind the picture, the image. So any color of fondant that you have is okay. And then you take your wafer paper image, place it on top of the fondant, cut out the fondant, tracing out from the image using a sharp knife. And your knife really has to be sharp, because if it's not sharp enough, it's going to damage your image and it will mess up everything. Just follow the shape of your image. And be careful not to cut yourself in the process. It's done. The remaining fondant, you can keep it for later. Yeah, and then you brush a bit of water on your fondant. I think I forgot to press record on my camera, but I had brushed a bit of water on my fondant. And now I'm placing the fondant on top. I'm laying the image on top of my fondant carefully. It's important to position it correctly for the first time, because you can't risk moving it. Otherwise, the image will just start breaking. Here I'm just cutting out excess fondant, just making sure it's not showing on the sides. And removing the corners, because when I cut out the first time, there were a bit of corners on the sides. So just want to make sure the image is even and curved. Where it's curving, it's curved as well. And once the image is placed on top of the fondant, you can leave it for about an hour or a day in advance. It would be better to work on it a day before you want to use it. But if you're pressed for time, you can leave it like an hour before you put it on the cake. So it sets so that your fondant can set and it will be easy to work with. After your resting time, you take your image and then you start adding a bit of melted ganache at the back, like what I'm doing here. You put your ganache, just spread it evenly. it would be a good idea to use the same ganache color like your cake, so that when you place it on the cake and it comes out on the sides, it will not be so messy. And finally, I carefully lift my fondant image and then I place it onto the cake. Make sure I'm putting it in the position that I want it to be in. And the ganache will just make the picture stick onto the cake. And we are done. This is one of the easy decorations you can put on a cake. Happy cake decorating, everyone. Bye.